So let's look at the hair extensions themselves, and you can get synthetic hair or real hair. Synthetic hair is an absolute no for everyday use. The reason being is it knots. It's perfect if you want to use the hair extension maybe 1 or 2 times, if you want it for drama where you do want the long hair or etc. But if it comes curled, it will only ever be curled. If it comes straight, it will only ever be straight. And ultimately, it just won't look like your own hair. When it comes to real hair, so real hair comes in wefts. This is a weft. Now you can get a weft that is really long and you cut it. So you measure your head and you cut it and then you attach the clips. The sorts of hair extensions I prefer to use come pre-cut like this one, and the clips, I'm just going to show you close up that clip, are already attached, and that's basically because I'm rubbish at attaching the clips and I really don't have time to faff around with cutting and measuring and all that kind of stuff. So if you're a beginner, I would absolutely recommend that you buy ones that are pre-cut. When it comes to money, real hair is more expensive, but you will get the finish that you want. So it will look like your real hair, it will blend in, and also you will have a lot more longevity over the product. So I've been using these current hair extensions now for probably a couple of months, and you know, I'd probably say I'd get another 4 months at least out of them. So as long as you look after them, you know, and you don't abuse them too much, they will last. And you know, they can even last longer than 6 months. So what are the advantages of using real hair? First and foremost, as I mentioned, it will look like your hair. The second thing is it allows you to dye the actual hair extension itself. So if you're somebody who likes to dye their hair in the summer and go a little bit lighter, when you dye your hair, you dye your extensions, and that way it looks absolutely seamless. It also means that by having real hair, you can style this as you would your own hair. So if you decide to have straight hair, then have your extensions straight. If you decide that you want to curl them, then curl your extensions, and that way you can use them every single day. The other good thing about clipping as opposed to having them done professionally is, for me, I find that sometimes actually I don't want loads of volume. Sometimes I actually just want to maybe use 1 weft or 2 wefts and not 3 wefts. So for me, it just allows that kind of multi-purpose use, and you know, there's lots of ways that you can put hair extensions in, as well as some of the ideas that I'm going to show you today. So in terms of the actual hair extension itself, where you do buy it, you buy it from Afro-Caribbean shops, you can buy them online. And sort of coming back to the money aspect, because real hair can be really expensive, there's 2 ways in which you can perhaps cut the actual, initial investment that you need to put into this. So the first and foremost is that you look at the actual amount of hair that is on a weft. If you do have fine hair like me, which is what this video is about, and I'm just going to sort of show you actually how little hair I have here. You don't want a weft with a ton of hair. It's going to weigh your hair down, it's probably not going to fix very well, and it's going to feel quite uncomfortable. So go for something that's not full of hair, because you want it to look like it is absolutely your own hair and no one's going to go, she's got extensions in. The other thing is look at the length. So these were bought and they were 14 inch, I think. If you have fine hair like me, the chances are your hair is probably not going to be much longer than mine. So don't buy hair extensions which are 20 inches long, because you're going to end up cutting 6 inches off to match your hair. Which brings me on to the second point. When you get your extensions, you need to take them to your hairdresser. Pin them in, or clip them in I should say, and ask your hairdresser to cut your hair as she would normally, or he would normally. This will mean that, again, your hair extension will match your hair absolutely perfectly. Now, the only thing I'm going to say is, if you're someone who likes to change your hair quite a lot, If you're someone that likes to go from, long hair to a bob, to maybe, having balayage, to this, that, you have to really consider how often you do that. Because every time you have your hair dyed by a professional, they will need to do the same to your hair extensions. And that is really the key to obviously getting it to look like your real hair. For me, I don't really dye my hair that often, and when I do, I tend to buy something, from the supermarket or what have you. So if I do change, I literally just put it on the extension itself.